Hey everybody, Indie Zombie Vlog time. Let's talk about Randall's Monday, I guess. Why not? This is not going to count as a full-blown review because I haven't even finished the game, and to be perfectly honest, I have no intent to. Here's why. So, in case you don't know exactly what Randall's Day Off, or what Randall's Monday is, it's a point-and-click adventure-style game. It's fairly old-fashioned in that making, and it's meant to be a comedy adventure game, kind of in the same style as something like Curse of Monkey Island or something like that. The plot is that you play as the title character, Randal Hicks, who the game even describes as being a sociopathic, kleptomaniac moron. And yeah, he really is, except for the fact that, well, he doesn't kill anybody by his own hands, but wouldn't be surprised if at one point in the game he does. So, the overall plot of the game is that Randal swipes his best friend's wedding ring, which turns out to be cursed. He starts repeating the same day, where his friend, spoiler alert, is killed brutally by himself, and you repeat the same day, but events change. It's kind of like Groundhog's Day, only it's not, if that makes any sense. My biggest problem with this game is it's not funny at all. The game tries to use the whole reference joke, the lazy non sequitur reference joke, where they reference a movie because, and oh dear God, does it get old. It gets really old. It feels kind of like a bad Freeburg and Seltzer joke, where it's, hey, we reference this because, yeah. It also really doesn't help either that Randall's character is an absolute unlikable prick. I mean, he treats everybody around him like shit, including his friends. At least people that are supposed to be his friends, anyway. And the fact that he doesn't really even seem to show any form of emotion or care when he finds his best friend's dead body. Or even if the detective seems to think that he had anything to do with his death. And Randal Hicks is voiced by Jeff Anderson, who has played the titular character of Randall Graves from the Clerks movies and various other things. And, well, he has always said that he does not consider himself to be an actor. And he is certainly not a voice actor at all. Basically, he's playing Randall Graves, only retitled, and just a much bigger asshole than he ever was. See, you want to know what the thing is Randall Graves, at least in Clerks, he was a likable asshole who still had his charm, was not ever truly out to really want to screw anybody intentionally. That just accidentally happened. You know, and you could still relate to the guy and still relate to what it was he was going through and actually care about him and like him because he was actually pretty funny. Randall is not funny. He just comes off as just incredibly hostile, incredibly ignorant, rude, and, well, just an all-around ass. To get back to the references, where it really got me was in the suicide notes from Matt that you read. The fact that in his first suicide note, he references both Blade Runner and then The Breakfast Club. Why? Oh, and let's not forget that in the second suicide note, because as the days repeat, Matt continues to kill himself, just in far different and more disturbing ways. He references Terminator 2. okay. And because it's a point-and-click adventure game, and point-and-click is obviously really not my thing, because in this game it just comes off as incredibly tedious and very boring. There was one puzzle that I was redoing while I was capturing footage for this that was just really frustrating, and I blame it on the game. So there's this scene where after you are attempting to go to work, you try to buy a train ticket, but the person behind the counter is just being annoying, so you jump the rail, but you get caught by the security guard who's actually a cop. Whatever. You're in his office, you need to get out, there's a very shaky globe, you take a figurine from it, you're supposed to remove a pin on the very bottom, because once you do, the vibrations of the trains going by will cause it to collapse and destroy the room, so you and the guard run out. But in order to remove the pin, it's stuck, so you have to grease it up with some oily pages that you have in your inventory. But when I did this in the game, it made me have to do it 3 to 4 times before I could remove it. And it kept on acting like it wasn't doing anything. Because when I would grab the pages and take them over to the pin, Randal would say something like, "Oh, I don't know if that's going to work or really do anything. That pin looks like it's still pretty loose, but I don't know if it's going to come free." Really, you should... And the 3rd or 4th time I did it, and bear in mind, each time I did that, I would have to go back into my inventory, grab the oily pages, and make sure to focus right on the loose pin. 3 to 4 times, and then it would finally work. Yeah. Okay. And a lot of the controls for the game don't feel good either. You use the left analog stick to primarily move the cursor around at a very fast motion. But because some things are maybe closer or too close to another object that you can't interact with, the cursor just moves too damn fast, even if you lower the sensitivity of it. And then the right stick will allow you to move the cursor slower so you can better highlight something in particular. But it just doesn't feel good either. And this is obviously something that would feel better when you play it with a mouse. But my biggest problems with this game is that it's not funny and it's not very entertaining. The puzzles are pretty goddamn random, and the game is a hint system, but even when you try to go to that particular hint, you have to go through earlier hints that you already did. And even then, there's shit that you probably wouldn't even know that you had to do. Now again, I don't play point-and-click adventure games, so maybe that's on me. But to say that, oh, the answer that you need to go all the way back to Matt's apartment, grab these 3 other items, and then go back to this area, and now you can combine them, and then that will work. When earlier, when you were at Matt's, there were police officers there who were questioning you, it didn't even occur to me, and I would think it wouldn't even occur to anybody else, to look around in the kitchen area of Matt's dead body with the 3 other police officers, to go around and start looking and grabbing items, which I bet you couldn't either with the police officers there. So you had to go off and go do something else, and then come back later and grab those items. You know, in a better game, it would make it a bit more aware about what you needed. But, hey, what do I know? Now, again, I haven't played all the game. I only played probably about 3 to 4 hours of it, but man, was I not enjoying it. I really wasn't. Especially at one point when your second conversation with the police detective during Matt's second suicide, where it just continues to reference and reference and reference, and none of the references are funny. They're just random. And they're just there. it doesn't make it funny, and Randall's character is so unspeakably a prick and just unlikable that I had had enough. I did play a bit more of it for the footage, but yeah, I really don't like this game. So I can't give it a proper rating, but this game is not getting very good reviews all around. Somebody on IGN actually said the very same things about the game that I just said. That it's not funny, that a lot of the references are just random, and that Randall's character is just too unlikable. And yeah, he is. And even on the PlayStation Network, the game has a pretty low score. I don't know what the score is online. I think on Steam it's gotten some pretty mixed reviews. And it goes for too much. It goes for $20 on Steam, and I think I got it for, $15 on the PlayStation 4. I might have got it for a slightly reduced price, though. But I'd say, man, if you have any interest in this, play it on Steam, but wait for it to considerably drop in price. Don't get it for $20, because it's not worth it. This does not look like a good quality game, and it certainly doesn't feel like one, either. Wait for this game to go for like $5 and then play it. But I mean, I didn't much go into this with a lot of expectations, but yeah, this was a pretty low quality game. Well, everybody, those are my final thoughts on Randall's Monday. Not a very good game. Hope that you've enjoyed. Please click the like and subscribe button if you did enjoy this. I would really appreciate it. Check me out on Twitter at jmurray2709. See you guys next time. Take care of yourselves.